So South Africans are wishing Ebola on Ghanaians. In fact, a state television mistakenly reported that there is an outbreak of Ebola in Ghana.
On health, because the ministry has dismissed as false a report by South Africa's public broadcaster SABC, claiming that Ghana has recorded thousands of Ebola cases and hundreds of deaths. According to the false Ebola report,
SABC News incorrectly attributing Ebola statistics to Ghana in our news scroll that is at the bottom of your screen. This happened during a broadcast last night. Well, SABC News says it regrets the error and apologizes for any distress or inconvenience.
Africa, because Ghana chose not to allow your president to visit Ghana, and because Ghana has been giving you guys tough time because they asked you guys to compensate those Ghanaians that came back to Ghana without their properties, without their businesses. So you all decide to push a propaganda that Ghana has Ebola. You guys went about saying Ghana has Ebola. Wow. And this was aired by SABC, a popular TV station in South Africa. You guys didn't make any research. You just came up with that analysis that more than 2,000 and something people have Ebola in Ghana. A national TV, a well-recognized TV station in South Africa. When I tell you guys that these people don't have sense, you think I'm lying. When I tell you guys that these South Africans, they are a bunch of illiterates, you think I am lying. They are a bunch and set of confused people. You think I am lying. Now, this particular TV station is now out, begging and apologizing to Ghanaians that, oh, I'm sorry for what I did. So you know what you did. You purposely aired that particular news to make people not to come to Ghana because, you know, Ebola is a very deadly disease. Ebola is a very deadly disease. Is this how far South Africans can go to shut the mouths of Ghana? Is this how far these people can go? But let's take a look at the video to see how this reporter was seen apologizing. Even the Ministry of Health in Ghana had to come out to debunk this issue. It has now become a national issue. In fact, Ghana will sue these people for this kind of news that they broadcasted. Ebola is a very deadly disease. Internationally, if you have Ebola, your people from that particular country won't be able to travel out to other countries because they will say, oh, the newscast stated that Ghana has this number of Ebola patients in their country. You guys want to sabotage Ghana. You want to make Ghana look bad in the eyes of people just because they asked you to compensate their people. Take a look at the videos, guys.
So South Africans are wishing Ebola on Ghanaians. In fact, a state television mistakenly reported that there is an outbreak of Ebola in Ghana. They are now out to apologize. What is the details of the story? So, you know, yesterday in the evening, there were about a particular screenshot started trending on the internet. And this screenshot is what we are seeing on the screen. What we are seeing on the screen too is actually a content from SABC, South African Broadcasting Corporation, which is the state television of South Africa. Now, if you examine this particular screenshot that we are seeing on the screen, at the bottom, like a news sticker, we have a writing or a ticker that displays that Ghana's Ebola cases rise to 2,330 deaths. So in Ghana, according to this particular news or ticker, that is according to South African Broadcasting Corporation. Now, immediately I saw this particular screenshot, I was like, nah, I have not heard of any Ebola questions in Ghana, any Ebola cases in Ghana. So what is happening? So one of the things that I did first was to run and go check the Ministry of Health if they've released any question or any press that is stating these exact numbers or statistics that the South African Broadcasting Corporation is actually displaying in South Africa. And what I saw a post from the Ministry of Health, and this press debunked everything that the South African Broadcasting Corporation they are displaying in South Africa. No, nothing like that has happened to Ghana. We don't have anything like the rise in Ebola or even Ebola cases. We've not even recorded one. We don't have any cases like that. So South Africans on their own, the same channel SABC today have released
SABC News incorrectly attributing Ebola statistics to Ghana in our news scroll that is at the bottom of your screen. This happened during a broadcast last night. Well, SABC News says it regrets the error and apologizes for any distress or inconvenience caused. To clarify, according to Ghana's Ministry of Health, these are the facts. Ghana has not recorded any case of Ebola virus. The Minister of Health, Kwaben Minta Akando, recently visited the points of entry as well as laboratories and treatment facilities as part of Ghana's routine preparedness efforts meant to strengthen the country's readiness to prevent and respond to any potential public health emergency. The proactive measures do not indicate an Ebola outbreak once again in Ghana.
So when the news ticker started rolling in South Africa that there are Ebola cases in Ghana, Ghana media contacted the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health have assured Ghanaians that there's no single Ebola case in Ghana. What I'm about to say next may cause Ghanaians to hate me because I'm about to defend South Africa. I don't think that the news report that there is Ebola is intentional from the South African media. I'll say this as somebody who's worked in newsrooms. The news ticker is usually designed by graphic designers, not news people. And unfortunately, they're not the smartest people in the newsroom. I've seen a lot of errors like this on the news in Ghana. So I believe that there is a design error. Why do I believe that? The number 2,300 cases is the number of cases happening in Congo DR. What I believe happened was whoever was designing was supposed to take the name of Ghana out of a previous design they've made with Ghana on it and replace it with Congo DR, and they did not do that. That is what I think happened. I don't think that it was a deliberate thing to paint Ghana negative. Incompetence usually, in my experience in this world, incompetence is usually a more plausible explanation than corruption. Sometimes we think people are being corrupt, but they are just bad at their job. A lot of times, people are just bad at their job.
Ghana cannot fight South Africa.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
For sure.
Ghana cannot fight South Africa. The ongoing situation is not about you and I sitting here talking about it. It's bigger than what we think.
Yeah, true.
The first trip was like almost 1,000 Ghanaians back home. Now the government is not pulling again. How long has the government been waiting? There are countries where their governments are telling people there that no, we are not coming for you. You travel there to make your own money.
Yeah.
So take bus and come back. We are not coming for you.
You know,
Ghanaians took this advantage that the government should come to their rescue. But look at South Africa, what the government has done for them. Build the whole country. But yes, though, they say the government has failed them.
Yeah.
You are sitting in Ghana. Ghana had independence. When?
I think 60-something years now.
Back. When did South Africa got independent?
33.
On health, because the ministry has dismissed as false a report by South Africa's public broadcaster SABC claiming that Ghana has recorded thousands of Ebola cases and hundreds of deaths. According to the false Ebola report broadcasted by SABC, Ghana had recorded 2,300 Ebola cases. Outrageously, also reported that 930 deaths have, resulted from those cases. Now, the information which circulated during one of the broadcaster's news bulletins suggested that Ebola infections in Ghana were rising. The misleading information which appeared on the broadcaster's news ticker caused concern before it was later removed. Health officials insist Ghana has not recorded any Ebola outbreak and are urging public to disregard the report. The health minister in a release debunked these claims. Our health minister, Kwaben Minta Akando, says Africa can no longer depend on external partners to fund its healthcare needs, stressing that sustainable domestic finance.
Guys, this is the height of wickedness I've seen in my entire life. So South Africans, you can do anything just to protect your country. You want to do everything possible. Meanwhile, it is glaring. Your people are even exposing you guys. It is glaring that South Africa is one of the most xenophobic countries in Africa, in fact, in the world. One of the most unsafest countries to travel to at this time in the world. So because Ghana is exposing all the bad things you're doing, they have taken South Africa to the AU, to the EU. Now you are looking for a way to sabotage the country, to make it also look bad like your country, South Africa. You want every country in Africa to be like South Africa by airing this kind of news in this time. But you can see that one thing about Ghana is that you cannot mess with Ghanaians, you cannot mess with Ghana because that country is already blessed. Now the reporter is out begging and pleading that he's actually sorry. Is he actually sorry? Is he actually sorry? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Please kindly share this video, like this video, and subscribe to the channel.